Back here, Super Bowl 57, Radio Row, and see, we get Super Agent, and with the word super for the Super Bowl, we get a Super Bowl champ. Ellis, Wyms joining me. Won it with the Bucks, man. Beat up on the Raiders. I know the John Gruden Super Bowl because he just left the All right, you know what? Let's get to it right away then. I got to know. I mean, did that have the hugest effect on the game? Obviously, the Raiders were very talented.
No, it had no effect on the game. Like we had one of the most dominant defenses of all time. We kind of, you don't go into games guessing like, okay, I know what they're going to do. You kind of scout them, but and John was never in any of our defensive meetings. Like we prepare, John prepared the offense, we prepared the defense. We went out and kicked their butt. No excuses. Like, we dominated.
Oh, no, I'm not trying to make excuses for Raiders. That's what I'm saying because everybody said,
people say that
he knows what they do. But you said the one thing, prepare. It's like, what's he going to be doing? Sitting up saying, okay, so last year, I did this with them. No, you see the tape from the whole season.
Yeah, it's a Super Bowl. You got a year's worth of film. This is the last game of the season where you guys been doing the same thing the whole season. So anybody who played you, would kind of understand, unless they just don't watch film, we know what you do, we know what you line up, we just were better.
Exactly.
But people say what they, people always look for whatever angles. We dominated that game because we were the better team. Period.
Hey, hands down, you win the game. That's what I always found that as an annoying excuse, whether it be from somebody from their team, which you're not really usually going to hear say maybe till years after they retire, or media is, well, they won the game, but they weren't the best team. They were because they won the game. Sorry, if you don't win, you are. But when you looking at all this madness here, obviously on Radio Row, you see players, ex-players, obviously
really
coaches, everybody. For your experience in it, what's it like?
Well, it's cool to see how the NFL has grown. The platform has grown. Players have such influence, and just to see the spectacle that the Super Bowl is, that kind of gives all of us as players a chance to come back. I see a lot of guys I played with, I played against, and just have those conversations. But just to be here, it's kind of a celebration of the league and just how it's grown and the impact of the most popular sport in America.
Right.
We are that. Again, out of the top 10 TV shows on TV last year, NFL games were 8 of them.
8 of them.
And this is a culmination of kind of all of that work and what the league is.
100%. All right, so you actually had to participate. It's crazy. You had to participate in the media day. What was the most ridiculous question you got asked?
The most ridiculous question, I don't know. Well, I wasn't the Saps or the Hall of Fame guy. I was kind of a glue guy. So guys like you don't typically want to interview the glue guys.
But the glue guys are walking around. It's just a podium. You get ridiculous questions. Come on, you at least had to have one ridiculous question.
I'm like the girl at the party hoping somebody wants to dance with. And,
so you're saying nobody asked you?
Nobody really wants to dance with me. Who's that? Oh no, we want to talk to this guy.
All right, I'm going to ask you.
I'll say this. Sap was probably the biggest character on our team, so I'm sure he got asked some crazy questions. I'm sure he gave some crazy answers.
Did Derek Brooks have? Okay, you don't have to give away. I'm not saying tell a bad story, and I'm not selling him out. But did Derek Brooks? Did he have to keep Warren Sapp at least somewhat in line at times?
Oh yeah, Derek probably was the only one that could. He was the only one that he would listen to. It may be John, but maybe Lynch. But Brooks was kind of like his keeper. Brooks could get him in line. But we needed Warren to be Warren.
100%.
You need some guys that go out there that don't care, that let it all hang out. They have the bravado, the confidence to say and do whatever it needs to be done. And one thing about Warren, he will say and he will do whatever he wants, whenever he wants, and I love him for it.
And as players become more dominant, you can start saying it because. If you want me to do it, stop me, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Warren, again, not just to the opponents, but to his teammates. Warren, he doesn't discriminate now. If he got something to say to whoever and whenever, but he was the guy, he was the engine that drove the car. He was the guy. It was the Tampa 2, built on the 3 technique, being super dominant, having a powerful presence, and he was that guy in that defense, and that's why he's a Hall of Famer. So Hall of Famer, great guy.
All right, so be honest, did he sometimes take it maybe a little bit too easy on Brett Favre? Because all the NFL film stuff we got to hear, it seemed like they jawed each other, but it seemed like Warren's being a little nice to him.
You know what? I think that probably was the matchup he enjoyed the most. And the one thing about Warren. if he has respect for you as a player,
100%.
like he's gonna, he's gonna deal with you that way. If he felt like you were an idiot, you were dumb, you were a dumb quarterback, you weren't worth his time, or like you were just not worth competing against, he was gonna tell you. So I think he had an ultimate level of respect for Brett, and those matchups were fun to watch. I know even looking at NFL films and seeing the banter back and forth, you don't typically get that between a D tackle and a quarterback. So it was one of those unique things in NFL history, one of those unique relationships.
That's yeah, and the fact that you had obviously a great seat, but a front row seat to that, being a part of it, that's awesome.
It's like players that play playing with a guy like Sapp. I got a chance to play with Adrian Peterson. Like playing with guys like that, it's like playing with Michael Jordan, like playing with LeBron. Like you get a chance to see greatness every day. You get a chance to see Warren Sapp lead every drill, dominate one-on-ones, control practice, set the tempo in practice, and literally work his butt off to set the tempo. So get a chance to play with guys like that, you get to witness greatness. Now greatness sometimes can be an a-hole, but that's what it is, right? And he was the guy.
Put the ring on the finger, like Aaron Donald said last year. Put the ring on the finger.
Yeah.
All right, everybody says, looking at the Super Bowl game, I'm not going to bore you with prediction, whatever. But what are some of your keys? Like as a defensive line, I mean, obviously playing defense like you did, but Philly's got this, offensive line. The Chris Jones, I mean, the last half of the season under, of course, the
Bulldog, Mississippi State Bulldog.
He is
Chris
a Bulldog,
Jones.
yes. See, and us in the Pac-12, see, we can coexist with SEC. It's awesome. It's awesome.
All love.
But no, the defense. I mean, Chris Jones, the last half of the season. I mean, all season long. But I'm just saying, like, obviously when it's the only game on, I mean, everybody say, "Oh, he just did it now." No, he's doing it all year.
15 and a half sacks.
Yeah,
he's a monster.
But what are you looking for? I mean, what are some of the keys for a guy like Chris Jones to maybe get to Jalen Hurts? Because we know that Eagles defense hasn't given it, or offensive line hasn't given it up much.
Well, the thing with the Eagles is they run the football, so you can't just tee off. You can't just rush Jalen. So they're going to keep him honest. Honestly, the difference in the game to me will be, the Eagles are better literally at every position except quarterback. They have better D-line. They got a better O-line. They got better DBs. Right? They got better receivers. Like at every position. The difference will be what Patrick Mahomes can do to pull this team to victory. Because that's the only place I think they really have an advantage. And again, if Mahomes is able to pull this off, you got to kind of put him in the GOAT conversation. Because again, this is a situation where the Eagles are better. They are better. If the Chiefs win this game, it will be because Patrick Mahomes played a hell of a game and beat them. So it'll be interesting, but I got the Eagles. I don't think he can do it.
Wow. All right. Well, I know that makes my guy Eric happy. Him being a Philly guy, he's all about the Eagles. So he's very happy you said that.
Yeah.
But no, I appreciate you taking the time, man. And again, like I said, Pac-12 SEC can exist, and
yeah, we can. Yeah.
They don't always deserve two teams in the playoffs, but he'll take it. He'll take it.
Well, beat us.
Hey, exactly. No, I'm with you on that 100%. Yeah. But Ellis, thanks so much for joining me, man. We're gonna have more. Again, Radio Row Super Bowl 57. Absolute pandemonium here. It is fun. It's organized pandemonium here in the convention center. But we'll have a lot more coming up here on the Sports Arena.